What is going on? My name is Tim Williams. We're here to talk about and break down tonight's six-game MLB slate over on DraftKings. It is Monday, June 6th. We're going to go over some pitching, some hitting. I think this is going to be a little bit of a trickier slate, but I think there are some, decent ways where we can go here. And yeah, we'll just go through it. There are a couple games that have some weather concerns here, and they're kind of the first couple on the slate. So we'll kind of touch on that as we go. But yeah, let's just jump right in here. 9.5 over under here in our first game. Diamondbacks taking on the Cincinnati Reds. There are some weather concerns. I think this one would be the game that would be postponed. It seems like it is still early. However, Bumgarner taking on Hunter Green. Bumgarner 7.2K, 16% strikeout rate here, giving up plenty of hard hit balls in hard hit distance or far distance balls. And then on the other side with Green, 7.6K, I think the price is fair. I think the kid is just young. He has a ton of talent, 29% strikeout rate here, but it comes with a hefty walk rate, 11% walk rate, not generating a lot of ground balls here, 29% ground ball rate, really struggling against right-handed bats here as well. It is a six-game slate. He does bring a lot of potential strikeouts to the mix, which might be able to offset some of the runs that he will probably give up. It's possible that the Diamondbacks are going to roll out 8 left-handed batters today. So I don't really love that. Green struggling more against righties. Bats, I think, would be in play. Diamondbacks, however, are second in the major leagues striking out against right-handed pitching. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic here between Green and the Diamondbacks. On the other side, not a ton I love about, I do like to attack Bumgarner here, but Farmer 4.9K, 452 ISO against left-handed pitching this season. Drury 5.1K. I think it's a good matchup. He's hitting lefties really well, but I really hate that price on him. I'd rather just go elsewhere with my spend up cash. Votto at 3.7, Stevenson 4.1. Struggling against left-handed pitching this season. However, they do carry upside against lefties. They've hit them well in the past. I just don't know if this game is going to play, so we will move on. Next, we have the Rangers and the Cleveland Guardians, 9 over under here. Again, this one has some weather concerns. I don't know if they'll play through it. I don't know if there's going to be some delays or what have you. It is still early, so that kind of takes me off the pitching, but we'll still talk about it. Gray, 6.6K, taking on Quantrill, 8.5K. I don't mind the price tag here for Gray. However, I just don't love the matchup. 26% strikeout rate here, 9% walk rate. Cleveland dead last in strikeouts against right-handed pitching. We're looking for upside. So I don't know if I'm going to get to Gray here. On the other side, Quantrill, 8.5K, really, really tough price to pay. 15% strikeout rate here, near 9% walk rate. There are games where he can go out and get you, 20-ish fantasy points here. I think the matchup is fine. It's just the price that's kind of difficult, and the weather, all that kind of adding up. Rangers team doesn't take a lot of walks against right-handed pitching, so that's kind of interesting. Garcia at 4.5K. I don't mind him as a one-off. Calhoun as well, if he's in the lineup, 2.9K. And then on the other side with Cleveland, just a team I don't like to attack, but with the bats, Ramirez, 6K. Great spend up option, 377 ISO against right-handed pitching. Naylor, 4.3K, 247 ISO against righties here. Jimenez has been really, really hot. That's something to note here. Also hitting righties very well. So I don't mind a little 3-man stack here. Gray in general, decent against left-handed batters. All these guys will be hitting from the left side. But I think the bats do carry some upside. Overall, in general, I don't love this game too much, but there's going to be some runs that will be scored here. Next, we have the Mariners taking on the Astros, 8 over under here. Robbie Ray taking on Javier. Ray, 27% strikeout rate. We know what he can do. Might be the highest price pitcher on the slate, near 9% walk rate there. So that carries some risk as always. So yeah, the K upside always in play here. Really don't like the matchup against the Astros. And he is giving up some decent power on the season. So we know he can strike guys out. We know he might give up a couple home runs here and there. On the other side, Javier, 9.1K, 31.5% strikeout rate here, which is nuts. 9% walk rate. Don't love that he's only getting 28% ground balls. ground ball outs here. So tougher matchup for him as well. I think the Mariners aren't particularly easy to pitch against, and he is pricey. Astros have the best bullpen in the major league, so I don't really love taking bats against them in general. The one bat maybe I'd take a flyer on here is Trammell at 2K, 318 ISO versus righties. Yes, I know it is a very, very small sample size here, but he is minimum price. So if I do need a cheap bat just to pay up for my stack or some pitching or what have you, I don't mind going there. And then on the other side, Pena, 4.7K, might be my favorite Astros bat here. 244 ISO against lefties this season, 384 WOBA. So definitely in play here. Altuve, 5.3, has some decent numbers against Robbie Ray here. 429 batting average against him, 333 ISO against lefties. Astros in general do hit lefties fairly well, kind of struggling a little bit more on this season, but I don't mind the idea of trying to get a home run bat here or a couple against Robbie Ray. So next, we have the Blue Jays taking on the Royals, 9.5 over under here. Stripling taking on Lynch. Stripling 5.8K. Stepping into the rotation right now isn't really stretched out enough to go deep. So I don't love the price there. 21% strikeout rate here, 54% ground ball rate. So he has been pitching fairly fine. I don't know if he's going to, pitch 4 or 5 innings here, so don't really love that. Lynch on the other side, 6.3K, 19.6% strikeout rate here, 10% walk rate, struggling more against right-handed batters here. Blue Jays kind of struggling in general this season, but I think the matchup here is very good. Espinal, maybe my favorite bat. He's been terrific this season. 3.7K, 216 ISO against left-handed pitching this season, 450 WOBA. Springer, a nice guy you can pair him with at 5K, 231 ISO, 408 WOBA. Vlad, I think he's in play. Plenty of upside for that price at 4.9K. Chapman, 3.9K, I think is fine. So I don't mind getting to a little mini stack. You can full stack it. They are in Kansas City. On the other side, Witt at 5K, I think is the one bet I'm interested in. However, it is fairly pricey. 253 ISO against righties this season. Next game here, we have the Red Sox taking on the Angels. Michael Wacha taking on Syndergaard. Wacha 7.4K, 17% strikeout rate here, near 9% walk rate. I don't love the matchup for him, so I'm probably off of that. There is a 9 over under total here. Syndergaard 7K, 16% strikeout rate here. I just really hate the matchup. Really trying not to take mediocre pitching against good hitting teams, especially on a slate like this. But Devers 5.3K. I think he's very much in play. 278 ISO against right-handed pitching this season. Duran, nothing more than a cheap flyer, 2.6K if he's leading off. Probably not going to get there, if I'm doing like single or 3 entry max type of lineups here. I'm not going to argue playing any Red Sox bats today. They just happen to be really pricey. So I don't know how much I'm going to get to them today. On the Angels side, I think they're very much in play. I think they grade out well. Red Sox bullpen is mediocre at best. Ohtani at 5.6, maybe my favorite bat. Trout has been struggling, so maybe he comes in lower owned, but it is a 6-game slate. So 5.4K for him. Walsh, I really like that price on him, 3.6. Stassi really filling that catcher role for a stack. I think he grades out fine. Adele, if he's in the lineup, 2.5K. So really like the Angels stack here. They are favorited at home. And then last game we have to talk about here, the Mets taking on the Padres, 7.5 over under here. Carrasco taking on Snell. Carrasco 9.3K, 21% strikeout rate here. Decent matchup for him. I know the Padres record is pretty decent, but it's a low total in general game environment. They're pitching in San Diego. Padres are dead last in home runs against right-handed pitching here. So the matchup is kind of shaping out to be the best one for him as a pitcher. It's just up to him to kind of execute that, right? On the other side, Snell 8.1K. I think the price tag is fine. I don't love the matchup here. 30% strikeout rate here, 13.3% walk rate. Hate the fact that he has an under 30% ground ball rate, almost 60% fly ball rate here. So it's always Russian roulette with this guy. Yes, can he go out there and get you a bunch of fantasy points? Yeah, he sure can. It is baseball. It is risky. And he's taking on a Mets team that is pretty decent. Alonso 5.2K. I think he's my favorite spend up on the Mets. 261 ISO against lefties here. Nimmo leading off, always hits well against lefties. Marte, I think he's in the mix at 5.2. Escobar at 3K, kind of a cheap guy that has a lot of upside with his power. 298 ISO against left-handed pitching this season. So don't mind trying to get to like a little mini stack here. You could full stack it, sure, if you want, but it is a low, run total here. So I think we've kind of identified some places that maybe we want to attack, some decent one-offs here. We're really going to have to pay attention to weather here. So check back before lock. You can find me on Twitter at Tim Williams DFS. Come over there and just say like, what's up? Thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if this helps you. I'm going to try to pump out a couple more videos this week. So best of luck to you. Have an awesome day. Peace out.